Hey guys, my name's Connor from UK Game Bureau, and today is going to be our fight simulation and prediction for Stefan Struve versus Andrei Arlovski. So first of all, we're going to have a look at their records coming into this fight. Stefan Struve is coming in 28-9, with his last 3 fights coming with 2 wins and 1 loss. That 1 loss being to Alexander Volkov, he lost by TKO in the 3rd round. Whereas Andrei Arlovski is coming into this fight 26 wins, 15 losses, 1 no contest, but his recent run of form is not as good as Struve's. He won his last fight against Junior Albini by decision, but before that he dropped 5 straight in a row. So we're going to start off looking at Arlovski. So of those 5, it's very important to look at who he is actually fighting. The first loss came against Stipe Miocic, who obviously now is the heavyweight champion, arguably the greatest UFC heavyweight of all time. Next one came to Alistair Overeem. Again, nothing to be ashamed of by being finished by Overeem. Next one was to Josh Barnett, who is a very, very good catch wrestler, very good at submissions. Again, no shame in getting choked out to Josh Barnett. His next loss, it was very mean to throw this guy to him when he was on a 3-fight skid, but he then lost to Francis Ngannou in the 1st round. Which, again, we all know Francis hits very, very hard. And at heavyweight as well, you can't really fault Arlovski for losing that fight. The last fight that he lost was against Marcin Tybura, which I think you could argue that Arlovski really should have won that fight if he still wants to be a top contender. Unfortunately he didn't. And then of course he did win that fight against Junior Albini. It was a decision win, but it was a very dominant decision win. Now on to Stefan Struve. His last 4, he lost a fight against Jared Rosholt back in 2015 by decision. He then went on to knock out Bigfoot Silva in 16 seconds. He then has a submission win by Darce. As we mentioned, his last loss was coming against Alexander Volkov by TKO. Now Volkov, you've got to remember, is also very, very tough. I believe he's like 6'7", 6'8". So it's the first guy that Struve ever really fought, but it was obviously the same sort of size as him, Struve himself being, I believe, 6'11". So, you know, you can't really fault him too much for losing that fight. So now we're going to sort of break down what each of these guys do best. Obviously, as we just mentioned, Stefan Struve, about 6'10". He has a very long reach, but it's so frustrating to watch him fight because he's never used that reach well. He's never really established a proper jab. He's never really thrown front kicks. He's never really used that natural length and reach he has to its full advantage. If he did that, I truly believe he could have been a title contender. But not only that, obviously he has power in his hands as well. But not only that, he has great Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He has great submission skills. Obviously he has a few wins by Darce choke. He has submission wins by triangle. He also has him by armbar. He has a lot of submission wins. He's very good off his back especially. Arlovski on the other hand, he's very, very hard to submit. I believe that loss against Josh Barnett was the first time he'd ever been submitted in his career, which is very impressive considering he's fought guys like Frank Mir, Fedor Emelianenko. It's very impressive that was the first guy to ever submit him. But we all know Arlovski, his main plan of attack is to stand and strike, especially with his boxing. He has some good power in his hands, and his technical boxing is actually very, very good for the heavyweight division. He also has some good cardio, and I feel like if it gets into the later rounds, he will have the advantage there. Seeing that I seem to have portrayed this as sort of a striker versus grappler, it's really not, because although Struve has the better grappling, he doesn't really initiate it much himself. It's very much, if he gets taken down, he'll use it. If not, he'll just stand and strike, which I think is going to be his key to winning this fight. If he wants to win this fight, he needs to initiate the grappling, try and get it on the ground, and even if he doesn't get a submission win, just the threat of actually getting it on the ground, the threat of a takedown will make Arlovski think twice. Whereas Arlovski just needs to keep it standing, work his boxing and get in close and don't let Struve use his reach. When it comes to a prediction, heavyweight fight, I think it's going to be a knockout. Purely because they have better boxing, they have, in my opinion, better striking. I'm going to go with an Andrei Arlovski knockout in the 2nd round. So our EA Sports UFC 3 fight simulation of Stefan Struve versus Andrei Arlovski ends in round 1 at 4 minutes 4 seconds due to a submission.
And if you're planning on watching this fight, let us know in the comments below, either on YouTube, Facebook or Twitter, and let us know your prediction and we can see if anyone gets it right after the fight. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button below, and as always, to see more videos coming soon, please subscribe to the channel.